Hey guys, it's Bo from the Drummer's Guide to Gear, here today to do our monthly review. This month's review is on a product called Cympad. Cympads are a soft cellular foam cymbal washer that you would replace your traditional, cymbal felts on your cymbal stands with. I came across these maybe 2009, 2010 while on a gig in Seattle. I was using a backline kit, and just like normally, I bring my own cymbals. And this particular day, I set my cymbals up, and halfway through sound check, I thought, wow, my cymbals, especially my ride, they sound way better than they ever have. And I played the rest of the gig, and even my crash cymbals, especially my 20-inch crash, I felt like my ride and my 20-inch crash, I had full control over. They weren't going to be overbearing. They weren't going to, bell wasn't going to pierce people's ears and, in the audience or the band. And I thought, what in the world? And I asked the backline tech about it, and he said, well, that's probably because of Cympad. And he tossed me one, and I didn't even notice that I was playing them. I'm like, whoa, this is a soft felt. So I looked them up, and this is back in the days of MySpace. And I contacted the company, and I talked to a guy named Mike, and we talked about the products, and he sent me out the whole line. And basically, I'll go over all the products, and then I'm going to do a demonstration for you. Basically, my normal, everyday go-to Cympad, is the normal 40 by 15 millimeter size. It's the same size as your traditional felt. And I use those on every one of my stands. And if I'm playing outdoors or playing, let's say, a big theater where I can get away with being louder, I'll use the 40 millimeter. And I feel like I have enough control and enough optimization of my ride cymbal and my big crashes, and also my hi-hats and chinas. So that's my normal go-to Cympad, and I'll demonstrate them as well. But talk about the rest of the products. What really turned me on to Cympad was the box sets. I have two here. I'll show you guys these, and I will demonstrate them as well. Inside here are a pyramid of all different size Cympads made out of the same cellular foam, but in different widths. So I got 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100 millimeter Cympads. And these I love. I keep these in my road case because I believe, as my job as the drummer is to serve the band not only with the notes I play, but also the gear I bring, and as well, when you show up to a room, a venue, you think you might have the right set of cymbals, for the music you're playing, but you don't understand the acoustics of the room. And I think that's part of my job as well, is to understand the acoustics. And so that way you can, with Cympad, you can really optimize the overtones of your cymbals so you're not overbearing in a small room and piercing people's ears in the audience with how loud your cymbals are. So basically that's where these come in. What I will do is I will look at the room and I will evaluate, okay, is my crash cymbal going to be overbearing? Okay, yeah, I think it is. And I'll go through at sound check and I will pick out a different size, and I'll put it underneath my crash cymbal or ride cymbal, whatever cymbal I'm worried about, and control the overtones more to where it's more pleasing to people's ears and the band's ears as well. I mean, trust me, you never want to be playing a wedding in a small room and the mother of the bride gets mad at you and goes complains to your music director, that drummer's too loud, whatever. So that's where these come in handy, and I believe in these 100%. They've helped me out in so many different situations where I had hardly any control of the volume and the overtones of my cymbals. And basically, and I will demonstrate these as well, the other box set has two pyramids ranging from 50 millimeters, 80 millimeters, 70, and 90 millimeters. So you got really all the options that Cympad offers in terms of all different sizes with both box sets. I keep both of them in my road case should I need them. Another cool one is the hi-hats. We got, traditional size for your hi-hat clutch, as well as the hi-hat seat. I was super excited when these came out. Another cool one is the Ride. The Ride is the same size, 40 millimeter by 15 millimeters, but it's heavier. It's, you know, made out of the same material, but more strength to it because rides are generally heavier and, you know, squish, you know. So it's heavier, holds rides better, as well as these are what's cool. Cympad has now come out with the Chromatic series. Just like the Ride, they're, you know, a little bit, you know, heavier duty, and also come in orange, blue, red, and purple. So you can get cool colors going on there. Let's dive into this demonstration. Now, for all intents and purposes of today's review, I went out and I bought a set of felts. I have not had a set of felts in my possession or collection in years because I've been using Cympad and I love them. Whenever I buy a new boom arm, I immediately throw away the felts and I go right to my Cympads. So I had to buy a set of felts for these. So I want to try my ride cymbal with your normal felts, your everyday felts, so you can really understand a difference in even just the 40 millimeter Cympads. Okay, here we go. Take that ride cymbal, put it right there. Okay. Oh. That's important. Okay, here we go. Here's your normal traditional felt. Okay, sounds like what you would normally hear. Now, also another thing that I found when I used to play felts way back in the day is you would get that howl noise, and what that is that's the cymbal resonating through the pipes of your cymbal stands, and it's never a good noise. It's awful, just awful. So Cympad helps get rid of that too. So here's the normal 40 that I use on an everyday basis, 40 millimeters. Okay, here we go. You'll hear a difference. You can already tell it's starting control of the wash, even with just the normal everyday 40 millimeter size. So let's dive into this box set. Okay. All right. So, like I was saying, you know, you're playing small, intimate venue. You can go and pick out each one of these, you know, which one fits for that particular cymbal. But in all intents and purposes, I'm going to go through each one of these, and as we go, you'll see that I will have more control of the overtones of each of my cymbals as I go. So let's start with the 50 millimeter. I keep a second 50 millimeter lying around simply because I have other purposes for Cympads too. One of the things I do is if I'm in the bind, especially in the studio, and I need muffling, I will take a 50 millimeter and I will put it on the snare, and I would put a piece of gaff tape over it. Really helps with muffling in a bind. So that's pretty cool. Now, we're diving in here. You can put another size washer on top from Cympad, but I still use the 40 millimeters on top. You put the others on bottom. So here's the 50. I'm already starting to get more control. Moving on to the 60. Now we're really going to start to see it. Okay, so if I'm playing an intimate room, I'm going to be going through just like I am now, figuring out the right one for this cymbal. Generally, in my experience lately, the 70 millimeter is what works great on this cymbal. In particular, it's my favorite ride cymbal. It's the hand-hammered raw bell dry ride from Sabian. Okay, 21-inch ride. Raw bell, known for being piercing. So check this out. That one, for me, and most stuff I do, the 70 millimeter on this ride in particular is the best, and you can see it, and you can hear it. 80 millimeter, alright, here we go. You could tell that bell is getting pretty good muffling going on there and optimizing, and I'm really controlling it very well in the overtones. And it does not take away from the ping of the cymbal. Okay, moving on to the 90. Pretty cool, huh? And finally, the 100 millimeter. Okay? I'm really going to hear a difference with the 100. So there's the ride cymbal with use of all of the box set from Cympad. Now I carry these in my road case. They don't take up much room at all. They just fit right in there, and they travel with me everywhere I go. So in case I need to use them like that, find which one works good for that particular cymbal in that room, like I said. It's a really great tool to have. Alright, now moving on to the crash cymbal. Alright, here is the crash cymbal with your traditional felt. Okay? Now, this is an 18-inch AAX explosion crash from Sabian cymbals. Probably one of my favorite crashes in my collection. And you'll hear, even on the crash cymbals. Okay, traditional felts. Starting to hear that howling noise going through the cymbal stand. So let's try the 40s. My normal, everyday go-to Cympad. Okay. Alright, here we go. Pretty cool, huh? That's the normal 40s. Let's start with the 50. Okay? And if we want a little more, we can go up. Let's go up to 70. Try this. 40 millimeter on top. Okay, I still think I want a little more, so I am going to go all the way up. Let's try 100. Sounds pretty good. Now, really, they're a great tool to have, especially in the studio. A lot of engineers really do not like, I'll pick that up, really do not like overtones in your cymbals, bleed through and stuff like that. And quite frankly, neither do I. So Cympads are a really great tool, really help you hone down the overtones to what you really want to accomplish in your cymbal sound. I encourage you to check them out. I've been endorsing Cympad for a very long time, and I will not leave home without them. All of my cymbal stands have them, and I strongly recommend picking up the box set. You never want to find yourself in a position where you're overbearing in the room and there's nothing you can do. You can only hit as soft as you can. Anyway, check out cympad.com, cympad.com. I want a special thanks to Rio and Ingo Marte for having me a part of the family. I hope I have given you guys a proper and good demonstration for you to kind of get an idea of what you want in your Cympads. I recommend the 40s for everyday normal use, and the box sets. I love both box sets. I keep them in my road case. They're there for me when I need them. They work great on chinas, crash cymbals, rides, and even on splash cymbals and hi-hats. I highly recommend them, and check them out. Thanks, guys.